Hello, welcome back to another If Rich Night YouTube video. And right now we're going to be comparing the XS-01 and the XS-03. This is part of the XS-03 figure review for the Soul of Chogokin spec Evangelion 01. You can say it's part of the older review that I had for the XS-01. So this is just a continuation of the XS-03 figure reviews. What I'm going to be comparing the design, the colors, the prices, the boxes, and what the items have, what both box sets have, in terms of what items it has. So if you want to talk more about the and a little bit of the verdict actually, in terms of what to buy, yada yada yada. So less dilly-dallying and let's get cracking. So as you can see, this is the Evangelions, the two Evangelions, the TV anime series version, which is the XS-01, as well as the Evangelion from the movie reboot of Evangelion movies, aka the XS-03. One of the most actually iconic designs really, with the XS-03's reboot of Evangelion design, being the more popular of the two designs, because many of the art I've seen is based off this guy. In terms of design, as you can see, the XS-03 has more deeper colors, has different shades of purple. What I'm looking from my own eyeballs is that the XS-03 has a darker shade of purple, as well as a darker shade of green, as well as differences in molding in terms of the shoulder pylons. As you can see, if you look at it from here, the shoulder pylons for the XS-03 is much lower, is much shorter than the XS-01's TV anime version. Because this is especially true if you look at the concept art of the reboot of Evangelion movie and the TV anime version. If you can see here, for the reboot of Evangelion, it has differences in where they put the greens, and if you see, the shoulder pylons are around the same height as the horn of the Evangelions, while the TV anime version has its shoulder pylons way above. If you notice, for the TV anime version, the head is a bit hunched. He's a bit hunched back. So if you imagine it being straight up, its head will be above the shoulder pylons. But as you can see here, with its head standing straight, the shoulder pylons are much higher than the head itself. So what Bandai has done is pretty much accurate to and faithful to the TV anime, for the TV anime, sorry, and for the movie versions, because it pretty much captures what it has. I've also noticed that if you notice there are differences in details. The Evangelion logo on its shoulder for the XS-01, and the difference in the shoulder design. There's a logo there, and there's no details for the Evangelion test that indicates it's a test type, while the Evangelion test is indicated right here. The shoulder has a different design. As you can see, there's a protrusion coming from the shoulder pylons itself, whilst the protrusion comes from the in terms for the XS-03, the protrusion comes from the arm itself, not from the shoulder pylon. So it's a bit different. There are a few differences, but not too much to actually distinguish to confuse the people in terms of choosing which is the design that they like. You know what I mean? Like, they know this is they both know that these are Evangelion figures, that they are both Evangelion designs, and I hope and I feel that many people like both of these designs equally. I've also noticed that for the Evangelion, the XS-01, it has a more tight, more scrunched up body shape, whilst the XS-03, the XS-03 gives off a more slender look. If you notice, in terms of the design of the torso, as you can see, there's ridges at the torso, while it's more flat here. This might mean, from what I've seen, is just that the torso look very similar, but the design makes it look more slender on the XS-03. And the chest seems to be a bit more bigger for the XS-01 rather than the XS-03 in terms of the the base model inside, the pardon my language, the naked body inside. As you can see, the head is shorter. And what this means is that if you want to have a convincing berserker mode, the XS-03 has a bigger range of motion for the mouth rather than the XS-01. As you can see, it only can open up so much, and the articulation on its head is much better than in the XS-03 rather than the XS-01. But the rest of the articulation of these two figures are pretty much the same. Okay, looking through the packaging, if you noticed already, there are differences in, well, how much items both the box sets have. For the XS-01, it has most of its items on the primary packaging, while it has less items on its secondary packaging for the XS-03. So as you can see, there's a lot of space that's unused, which is a bummer really. Whilst for the XS-01, the Bandai has managed to package really nicely, really neatly all of its item that it has, even including spaces for for any extra pieces that the XS-01 has, and there is a lot. For the secondary piece, almost all of its space has been used for all of its different weapons and accessories. You can see there's additional swords, the sheaths, and there's additional hands as well. And there's additional 2 non-gimmick pieces, or rather I should say 2 extra gimmick pieces that are on the figure itself. These are the 2 gimmick pieces, being this is the needle gun for the XS-01 and the knife gimmick for the XS-01 as well. This guy also comes with the pistol and an extra progressive knife, one that is stored in the gimmick shoulder pylons I've shown before, and the full length progressive knife right here. So it's really well used in terms of its space. While for the XS-03, it has, well, it only has this really around 2 to around, like, I believe 1 to around 8 pairs, or a few pairs, less pairs than the, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Wait a minute. I believe the XS-03 has like 1 less pair, because if I'm counting the unarmored version, the pairs of hands, it should be come up to like around 5 to 6 pairs. Well, this guy has around 7 to 8 pairs of hands. So like I said before, differences in weaponry, swords, pistols, and the Gatling gun, and the progressive knife is a different design. This is the progressive knife of the XS-03. This is the progressive knife of the XS-01 that is being sheathed in the gimmick form. A cool thing that I would like to say for the XS-03 is that if you've seen the review already, the progressive knife can be stored and folded into the gimmick shoulder of the XS-03, which is really amazing. But like I said, I'd rather have 2 progressive knives and more gimmicks or more items in its box set. I think a little recap, I really talked about the overall designs and the different color shadings. As you can see, different purples for the leg and the top of the quad, and I really talked about the different weapons it has. The unarmored version, you can see them in my reviews already, they're pretty much the same. In terms of differences in articulation, both of them are very similar. I already told the designs are more slender for the XS-03 than the XS-01. So next, in terms of the price, here is the XS-01. As you can see, the retail price or the list price, other than is around 6,400 yen, 900 yen more than the XS-03. 500 plus 400 is 900 yen, and 6,400 minus 900 is 5,500. So that's quick maths for you. And as you can see, they were selling for way cheaper than what they are selling in Mandarake right now. Right off the top of my head, what I can remember is that for the XS-03, for the Mandarake, the highest price is 12,000 yen, and the lowest being the 8,000 yen or 8,500 yen for the XS-03. And for the XS-01, the lowest prices I've seen is around 10,000 yen. I haven't checked recently, but I believe the highest price is around 12 to 13,000 yen. For the XS-01 non-renewal version and renewal version as well. And it's really a bummer, because after playing with both of these two figures, I can safely say that they are not worth the 8,500 yen and the 10,000 yen price that both has for the XS-03 and the XS-01 respectively. This is mostly because that both of these figures have loose joints, and after asking for some thoughts online on Facebook, people have said that both the XS-03 and the XS-01 they feel fragile, basically. Even though they really like the overall box designs, the overall designs of the figure, and the amount of accessories that the XS-01 or the XS-03 has, it's not a really good figure to play with, as they are prone to breaking, as evidenced in the work in progress video for the XS-01 and the reviews there. I haven't seen any issues of breaking, but I've seen issues of looseness in this figure, which I do not like at all. And also additionally, the price that's fetching right now, if I convert it to my own currency, which is Singaporean dollars, this guy reaches up to 100 to 120, 130 SGD, while this guy can reach up to 150 SGD. You can do the conversion in the US, and I believe it's around, just did a quick check, it will be around $91 for the XS-03, while $115 for the the XS-01, which is, when I look at these two figures, I can tell you it's not worth that price. What I've seen in the past 2 months is that the prices have been reducing, so which is why I bought this guy for 7,000 yen plus another 2,700 yen to where I'm at, which costed me $120, which is why I'm basing this off of my own conversion and deduction. Well, it's pretty much the same problem with this guy right here, around the same amount of shipping. Not worth it for the prices right now, as of, I believe, for my current date, which is 28th of March 2018. Not worth it. Maybe later on they will reduce in price, and if you really want a Soul of Chogokin figure, don't listen to what people say online, because I've seen reviews that, and they have not updated, that they are saying that these are the definitive, quote-unquote definitive version of the Evangelion 01. These are not the definitive version of the Evangelion 01. Yes, there are a lot of accessories, but I don't want you to spend prices that are abysmal for disappointing quality products. Like I said before, higher prices lead to higher expectation leads to bigger disappointments, and I don't want you all to have that as well. To continue on, if you want to have the best version of the Evangelion 01, I believe the XS-01R, the renewal version of this guy, the XS-01, is the better version, because it gives more better articulation for the head as well as the main body. And if you really want to get Rinnegan, and if you only really want to get Rinnegan, then, or if you really own like other Evangelion Soul of Chogokin figures, except for this guy, then go get this guy. But I urge you to wait for the price reduction. If you want to have the best action figure or playable figure for you, which is what I base off good figures off, good products on, if you want to have the best, go for the Robert Damashi Evangelion 01 from the rebuild of Evangelion movies. And if you really want to have the Gatling gun, get the the Ever 00 version of the Robot Damashi, which is a premium web exclusive, or I believe it's a Damashi web shop exclusive. And yes, to be honest, the prices are getting higher for both of them. This one I seen like around 9,000 yen, and this guy for around 5,500, 6,000 yen plus, maybe even 7,000 yen. Because these are really good figures. These are good figures that's justifiable of the price, and the shipping will be way less than the Soul of Chogokin figures. So I will definitely recommend these two figures over these two figures. And in terms of weapons, this guy has more weapons than this guy. So yeah, this is the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed the comparison. I could have made it shorter, sorry, but compared to my previous take, it's much more better in terms of organization. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.